Avoiding contact. So this has been shown to be the only thing that reduces concussion risk to any significant degree, is reducing contact in sports. In the meta-analysis by Emory that I was talking about earlier, 2017, they found a 67% reduction in concussion risk in 11 and 12-year-olds when playing in non-contact leagues versus those playing in full contact leagues. 67% reduction in 11 and 12-year-olds. In 13 and 14-year-olds, a recent study from just this year, September 2019, found that disallowing body checking resulted in 54% less injuries in 13 and 14-year-olds and a 40% reduction in concussion risk. Again, this was non-significant. Although 40%, again, I could argue is definitely clinically significant to be able to reduce concussion risk by 40%, but we need more data to make it scientifically or statistically significant. Fowler et al. 2019 found that limiting full contact practices in high school football resulted in a significant reduction in concussions in football practices. Obviously, if you're not going to have contact, you're going to lower your risk of having concussion. And there was no difference in games. So games versus practices, games in for teams that had full contact practices versus non-contact practices, they weren't at any increased risk of having concussion in games. So that would be the argument against limiting full contact practices would be, well, if they don't practice hitting in practice, then how are they going to know how to take a hit during the game? They're going to be more at risk for concussion during the game because they haven't practiced it. But the research here actually shows that there was a reduction in concussions during practice and there was no increased risk during games. So again, more research needed on all this stuff. Rule changes in Major League Baseball designed to reduce home plate collisions resulted in a significant reduction in concussions. So the biggest thing you can take away from this is protective equipment is not going to prevent concussion, at least with what we have now. There's no evidence for any of the devices that exist out there that are designed to prevent or reduce concussion risk. There's no evidence that any of them do a significant job in reducing concussion risk. So no matter what device you buy, so if you're out shopping for helmets and protective gear for concussion, you're not necessarily going to find it, right? The protective gear that's out there, mouth guards, you should still wear it because it prevents dental injuries. Helmets, you should still wear it because it prevents more serious injuries like skull fractures. But when you're thinking about concussion, the only way that you can reduce your chance of getting concussion is to avoid contact. So if you're playing in a contact sport, things like vision training may be effective. Game awareness, okay? Working on neuromuscular control of your neck. You know, having your head on a swivel, knowing where the play is, anticipating impacts before they occur. That's your best bet. Your best bet even further from that is to limit your contact.